Hey guys, I hope you guys are all well and welcome to your weekly tarot for Monday the 3rd to Sunday the 9th of October. We are in Libra season. It actually is going to feel more or less like Libra season. We are in the the autumn equinox. And I am your host, Nikki E. So welcome guys. Hope you guys had a really good week. I hope you guys really enjoyed my messages from last week as well. So guys, before I talk about the tarot with the planet messages, again, I do this in my own crazy way, my Mercury in Pisces way, the way that I feel, and hopefully you guys feel it too. I have pulled out some general oracle cards for the collective. Then I've pulled out some cards that will help with the planet messages as well. Okay, so this week, of course, like last week was a little bit busy, but this week we are easing into Mercury direct, because Mercury was retrograde. It's going direct in Virgo. Okay, so before I talk about that, I'm going to talk about the general messages. And the first card that I have for us is surrender. So surrender is surrendering, letting things be what it needs to be. There was a lot that a lot of us may have had to put up with from last week, and it could be on a general work, relationships, all of that. But this week it's like, okay, I'm going to let it be what it needs to be. I'm just going to just see what's going to happen. I'm not going to try to control, because surrendering also means a form of control that a lot of us may be having and may be feeling. Okay? So, again, we are surrendering. And also, surrender, I feel, also could mean for a lot of us, because we are entering the Aries full moon. Okay? Big one. I've got it on my YouTube. Check it out, guys. Really check it out. It's a big one. So this week's about releasing. We're working with releasing, working with surrendering, not trying to control a outcome, not trying to control the narrative in any way. Just surrendering, just trying to relax and release. The second card we have is divine timing. So things can definitely come to a lot of us at the right time. It feels like more of a case of right place and right time. We could also get a lot of mental downloads, like more or less like eureka moments. Like, oh my God, I feel a lot of that could be coming up. I feel there's going to be I feel a lot of people will be doing lots of blogging, lots of writing, lots of new ideas coming up. And also, again, I'm coming back to Mercury retrograde, because when it's Mercury retrograde, it means we have to go back. But when it goes direct, it's like, oh my God, this actually makes sense. I'm actually seeing through this. I'm actually seeing through that. I'm actually seeing through what was blocking me in some way. So divine timing is things are meant to be. Things happen for a reason. And I feel a lot of us would definitely see that. Our heads are not going to be in the clouds no more. We are opening our eyes to what was not seen. But also, again, if opportunities do present in any way, shape or form, it was in divine timing. It was supposed to come at this time. There could have been some impatientness that a lot of us had, but now we're going to see, I'm glad, even though I was very impatient, I'm glad that it's actually come the way it should have. The last card we have is celebration. So we're going to be celebrating. Going through surrender to divine timing to celebration is a form of release, but we're also going to be feeling a little bit more lighter as well. Some of you could be celebrating with family and friends, celebrating a joyous side, celebrating like a new promotion, or something great is going to be happening as well, but we're going to be celebrating because we are seeing through that veil. We've surrendered, we've things have come at the right time, but now we're going to be celebrating. And also I feel there's going to be a little bit more strength of happiness as well, because not only is, we have the Mercury direct, we also have the full moon, so we're working with two different energies. So it's of course it's going to be a cause of celebration. Some of you may be doing rituals. Some of you may be meeting up with friends, family. Some of you may be starting like a new project, starting like a new job. So we're going to be feeling a need to celebrate. Also celebrating something within ourselves. Let's not forget. Okay? So that was the 3 general messages for the collective. And now let's go on to the planet messages with the tarot, or the tarot of the planet messages, either one. So it more or less, again, I said we have Mercury direct in Virgo, okay, and with Mercury going direct in Virgo, like I said before, that's another of my favorite words, guys. You get it? When Mercury does go direct, we have the 6 of Wands with it. Okay, the 6 of Wands is a lovely card. We're actually working with the 6 of Wands this year, actually. And yes, with Mercury direct, in Virgo, all what we needed to work on, how we communicate when it comes to our relationships when it was in Libra, now it's gone into Virgo, we can actually start putting that work into action. It's at 24 degrees, so all of you mutable signs, Virgo, Saggy, Pisces and Gemini, if you're late degrees, you're really going to be feeling this. So it's gone direct, and with the 6 of Wands, the message here is saying that, you've done the work, you're going to get a lot of support, but also you've come out more stronger. And I would love to hear, guys, if you want to let me know how Mercury retrograde has gone for you, because it hasn't been easy for a lot of people. It's been in Libra, which is to do with relationships. It's also to do with contracts. It's also to do with an open enemy season as well. So a lot of us could have been really shocked by what was happening, especially like in London. And a lot of us could also have, there could have been some breakups, makeups, people, exes from the past, contracts coming back, things that were meant to be signed weren't signed, miscommunication in some shape or form. And now it's in Virgo, we're getting back to that daily grind. We've also learned something from Libra, and we're going into Earth, grounded energy, and we're going to be taking care of ourselves now. If we were thinking about taking care of business, now we can start to do it. And that's what the 6 of Wands represents. It represents really going for it. It represents, we're going to, all what the energy, the people, the fight that you had to go through, you now can really push through. You now can really push forward. So it's a very positive, actually the 6 of Wands is actually a positive sign that whatever was sort of like lost in any way, now things are going to be, it's a time of victory, like you've risen above it. It's a Mars and Leo card anyway, so that is about action. That's about standing out as well. So if you thought of doing anything and you didn't do it, now you can actually do it, okay? And it's also telling you that you've sort of like won the battle. So if you're battling anything, you can now come out of it more stronger. Okay, so it's actually a brilliant card for it. But also know that you have a lot of support along the way. Loyal support. People that are cheering you on, not people that are stabbing you in the back in any way. So that's the first card. Then on the 6th, we have Mercury trine Pluto. So Mercury with the Hierophant card. Yes, we have the Hierophant. And Mercury trine Pluto, very powerful time when it comes to what we're saying, what we are feeling, our feelings, our actual thoughts can be very powerful, very intense, but also, it can be very influential. So I'm seeing that if you're doing if you're negotiating, if you are declaring something like how you love someone, or if you are, I'm picking up those two, it can really go well. It can really steep through people. People will be very, they'll be very intrigued. They will probably want more, but they'll also be very like, okay, let's do this. So plans definitely can go well. And even if remember, Mercury's about friends as well. So if you are hanging out with friends, just know that this discussions, it can feel light in the beginning, but it can get very intense. This is the energy of a lot of debates. And just, I feel that, again, this is great for doing some analyzing, deep psychological work on yourself, or also with a professional. But you have to be very mindful, because there can be an obsessiveness as well. You can be obsessed with something, obsessed with someone, obsessed with getting someone back. You can be obsessed with making like your how you communicate being heard. It's not about shouting. It's just like, no, this is how it should be. And even if you're teaching someone, it's like almost like a force of nature. So you have to. It's going to be very hard to sort of find that balance. But mentally, we can be very strong. If you are a student, again, if you are a writer, you can like complete pages and projects. And even when you're studying, if you use your obsession in the right way, you can get a lot of shit done. Okay, so even with the Hierophant card is saying basically get back to business, get back to the daily grind, but also not being afraid, because the Hierophant card is a Taurus card, and it is to do with, whenever I see it's actually my birthday card. So I actually feel with this card, it's like if you are you want discipline in any way, the Hierophant card's your friend. And getting back to basics, certain things that you used to do can actually work now. Okay, because the Hierophant card is a very traditional card. It's of like the priest or the rabbi, and it's, these are like the rules, and let's stick to it. Obviously, if it was upside down, I'd be like, I'm not doing that. But it's like, it's time to, it's saying, more or less, time to really get serious. And when I spoke about anyone who is a student or a writer or an investigator, you can get results now. And the Hierophant card is just showing you, if you're just disciplined, you can get a lot of results. So, and also listen, don't be afraid during this time to like really do some like research. Yes, we know that we have the internet, but it's really good sometimes to go back to going to the library, reading books as well, doing your due diligence, researching, reading old school books. Some of you could really be going back to like the daily grind in a traditional way as well. And and also the Hierophant saying that there could be some thoughts from the past that can definitely come up, and it can really help you in some shape or form as well. So don't discard anything that seems very outdated, because this time I feel could really help, but you just have to use the energy wisely. On the 8th, Saturday, we're going to the weekend, because there's not a lot of like too much heavy energy during the week. But on the 8th, we have Pluto, guys, which is direct. Okay, Pluto's direct. And Pluto is at 26 degrees. So Pluto's wrapping a lot of shit up. It's wrapping a lot of shit up, because there's people that have really benefited, but people that really haven't behaved. Okay, and I think you guys know who I'm talking about, or probably some of you guys know who what you're thinking about as well. Okay, so this is the last time. Well, more or less, especially this year, that Pluto is going to be in Capricorn, but it's going to go into Aquarius next year for a couple of weeks, a couple of months. And when it goes into Aquarius, it's not playing. I am going to be doing a podcast on Pluto in Aquarius, in what I feel could, the energies that we could be feeling. But when Pluto goes direct, because Pluto retrograde is a time of like what's in us, which is like when it comes to like power and control and how we're actually using it. It's about a time of reflection, and if we're using it wisely. If we're not, when it goes direct, all this shit will come out, and it's not going to be very pretty. Like with all of the planets that go retrograde, it's just not pretty when it goes direct, okay? And it really, really and truly does depend on what's going on as well. So now it's going direct. We can now see certain things unearthed that was not unearthed, okay? And I feel it's all going to be good. It's all going to be good. Someone said to me before that sometimes in life, things, the ugliness has to be revealed and seen, and we have to work with in order for the goodness to begin. And that's what we're going through. When Saturn goes into Pisces, that's all going to change. Yeah, and it may not, and it could go either way because it's mutable. Listen out for my Saturn in Pisces, which I've just put up on my podcast, a little marketing there. But yeah, when Pluto goes direct, we're going to start, there's going to be more unearthing, and some people may not be happy about it, but I feel that a lot of people will, especially grassroots, especially like Pluto in like Saggy and Libra. We're doing the work. We're doing that inner work, and especially when it goes into Aquarius, it's going to be more. But at the moment, because it's still in Capricorn, we're still doing that, that hard work. But now it's going direct, 26 degrees of Capricorn. We're going to start unearthing more stuff and more things to do with like the government and higher up, even like your boss, but personally within yourself. Okay, things that you kept hidden is now going to come to the shadow. But when it comes out, it doesn't mean that you have to like be scared. It's just that you just have to work with it. And some of us are not really ready to work with that side. Some of us still want to, hold on. We want to control, and we don't want to like move from the past. We want to just continue. But with this energy that's happening, we just have to work with it and find a way to do some deep analyzation, psychological work in how we can move forward without losing our power. So the cards that we have is the 10 of Cups. Because I was going to do Sunday, but Sunday is a full moon, okay? And I've already done that already. So again, check out my YouTube page, Beyond Astro, okay, for this video. So we've got the 10 of Cups, which is actually a lovely card. I love seeing this card. And, this card is really more or less blessing us. It's a time that things are going to be a bit more clearer, any like trials and tribulations for the Pluto direct. Any trials and tribulations, again, it will come to the surface, but I feel that some of us may feel actually relieved that it's come out. And this card is about, celebrations in a way, but really stop and smell the roses, because it's time to enjoy, because I feel a lot of us are going to get a lot of beautiful moments during this time. And yes, we're still going to be working with the shadow or the darkness within ourselves, but we can also feel that, we can actually move away from things that we held on to, things that we thought was the norm, things that we thought was going to be helping us in some way. And I feel that when it says, when this card is it's like rejoicing, where we are letting go, but we also are rejoicing because we're going to be seeing the light. We're going to be seeing the 10 of Cups has got like 10 cups with a rainbow. We're going to be seeing we're going to be seeing the light. And in a way, I feel it's going to be a time of celebration as well, regardless of what's revealed or regardless of what we are purging, because Pluto is about purging. We have to enjoy those like good moments as well. We really have to enjoy those good moments, because they won't come all the time, you know. And I feel that some of us are going to come into this sort of like nice, great power if we felt weak. And I feel some of us who have got power, we're going to start seeing like the error of our ways. But regardless of how it's going, it's like seeing the error of your ways or coming into your power is, let me try and change. And change is not easy for all of us. You know, we are now in a new era. We're now in a new era, and it's not new. Being in a new era is not easy. We still want to be stayed and stuck into the past or stuck into what we are comfortable in. The 10 of Cups with the Pluto in Aries, in Aries, oh my God, Pluto in Capricorn is showing us that there are going to be more sheddings of skins. The more we shed, the more lighter, the more lightness we're going to be seeing. And it's not to say that the darkness is bad. Sometimes we need that shadow and that dark. We also need to see that our future is going to be a bit more brighter. When Pluto does go into Aquarius, it's not going to be, again, it's not going to be fantastic completely. Okay, we're going into air, but it will be a bit better. You know, we're going to move into the future. And Pluto in Capricorn has it's actually has got its great, not great, it's actually got its good side. But unfortunately, when Pluto is in a sign, it actually can bring out darkness. So again, we're going to be shedding a lot. We're going to be things are going to be revealed. We're also going to be working through with what we don't that we don't want to work through as well. So the 10 of Cups is a lovely card for this Pluto in Capricorn. Okay, and again on the 9th, Sunday the 9th, we have Aries, full moon in Aries. Okay, so guys, even though it's a short, brief video, I will be back next week with the tarot for the 10th to the 16th. I had to really count that, guys. That's why I went silent. The 10th to the 16th of October. Thank you guys very much for listening. And I hope you guys enjoy this. Feel free to let me know with a voice message how this week has gone for you. And also check out my YouTube. I've got the October. I've got the equinox. I've also got the, other tarot readings on. Okay, as well as the Aries full moon. So once again, guys, thank you very much for listening, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.